Our lives have meaning. So it's very, very important that we promote the moms and babies who are struggling. My name is Ross Schriftman. I live in Casper, Wyoming. I moved here from Philadelphia last summer. It's a very nice community. I have grown up in the Jewish community. My parents were religious, grew up in the Reform movement. Since then, I've been disappointed in the direction that the Reform movement has gone away from Jewish values and more towards what they refer to as social justice. I came to be more involved in the pro-life movement about 4 years ago. And it started not so much on the religious end, but on the scientific end, watching videos from Live Action, understanding more of what abortion really entails, both for the mother and for the baby. And it was very disturbing to find out what was going on. And then I started looking at my own Jewish values and the history of my family and my mom and how she loved her baby, her first baby, my older brother, and made a positive decision for herself in a very difficult time. And since then, I've become very, very active in the Jewish Pro-Life Foundation. Recently, the Reform movement and some of our Jewish brothers and sisters have bought into the idea that Judaism promotes abortion, and that is just not a Jewish value. When God spoke to Abraham, before he had spoken to Abraham, people would sacrifice their children to their gods to satisfy their gods. God said to Abraham, "Be fruitful and multiply." God told Jeremiah that he knew Jeremiah in the womb before he was born and had plans for him. All of us, God has plans for our lives. Our lives have meaning. So it's very, very important that we promote the moms and babies who are struggling. And it has been quite an eye-opening situation recently, especially with Roe v. Wade being overturned and the decisions being back to the states where they belong as far as regulation of abortion. Jewish value is not pro-abortion. And I make a distinction between pro-choice and pro-abortion. More and more, the people that support abortion are not for choice. That's why they're going after the pregnancy resource centers that provide care. And in fact, there's a bill in Congress right now that everybody should be concerned about. It's H.R. 8210 in the House. If you go to congress.gov, you can see what the bill entails. And it attacks the pro-life pregnancy resource centers that provide all kinds of services for people that need care, women that are deciding whether to have an abortion or to adopt or to have their children. These resource centers provide free services to these women. And this attack in this bill is very deceptive because of the fact that it says that these resource centers don't have medical personnel. They try to fool women into not having an abortion when they don't advertise that they provide abortion. And by the way, one of the first things they do is an ultrasound, and they have medical personnel. And unlike Planned Parenthood and other abortion facilities, they show the young woman the baby. And Planned Parenthood and its cohorts do not want the young woman to see the baby because then they realize it's not a clump of cells, it's a real person. The interesting thing in this bill is it points out that pregnancy resources centers outnumber abortion mills nationally 3-1. And in some states like Pennsylvania, 11-1. And they think that's a problem, but indicates that people want to have those kinds of services. There wouldn't be a lot of pregnancy resource centers if there wasn't a need and people weren't using them. It's also very insulting to women to say that they're being fooled when they go there to a pregnancy resource center. There's counseling, there's supplies for their baby, there's housing, there's training, there's all kinds of things that provide services. So why are the pro-abortion people attacking pregnancy resource centers? If women choose to go to a pregnancy resource center, it's highly likely they won't have an abortion. The abortion industry is a profit organization. In fact, here in Wyoming, they're trying to open a center, and I just got a memo about this. This organization, it's called wellspringaccess.org. They tell people to go to the website, which is actually in Washington, D.C., it's not in Wyoming, and they have a program called Fantastic Return on Investment. So you invest in the abortion industry, and I guess you make money the more abortions they do. The pro-life pregnancy resources centers are nonprofit. Many of the people that support it are volunteers. They're people in the community. They know these young women. The other thing that I want to mention is the repro rabbis. I just watched their video about why abortion is a Jewish value. And quite honestly, in the video, which is about 6 minutes of these rabbis that are promoting abortion, and they call it abortion care, the word woman was never mentioned. One time, one of the rabbis, I guess he made a mistake, mentioned the baby, but they never said women having, they said people having pregnancies. It is not safe. There is much risk of having an abortion, especially this dangerous situation now with chemical abortions, where women don't even have an ultrasound, so they don't know how far they are into their pregnancy. When they take the pill at home, which kills the baby, and then the second pill expels the dead baby in the toilet. Okay, I don't want to get too graphic, but that's what happens. And they are misrepresenting these pills as being safe. It's just like a menstrual period. It's not. It's extremely painful for the woman. It's very disturbing. Many times these women are all by themselves. There are hemorrhages, there's fainting, there's all kinds of things. And I want to finish about the importance of maternity care. Many states are now providing additional benefits for maternity care and post-pregnancy resources for these women and their babies. But having a baby is much more healthy than aborting a baby. I'm a runner. I'm a marathon runner. There's a study that was just done of elite marathon runners, women, that after they had their first baby, they ran faster. So have a baby, run faster. It also brings joy to your life. Having a baby is not mental anguish for most women. Having an abortion is mental anguish. The abortionist, the OBGYN that performs it, is usually not one that has a relationship with the women. They come in, especially with a late-term abortion, and they do the procedure and they leave. The woman many times is under sedated already. They have seen other personnel at the abortion center to prepare them for when the doctor comes in and performs the abortion. This is opposite the way OBGYN services should be. And anybody that wants the scientific, true information should go to the American Association of Pro-Life Obstetricians and Gynecologists to see the truth. They have a new document that shows the myths that are being perpetrated by the pro-abortion industry and the media that supports them and the government officials and politicians that support abortion. These politicians get their contributions from a lot of these pro-abortion organizations. But if you want to get the truth, go to the American Association of Pro-Life Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and you'll see a list of the myths that are being presented, the misrepresentation, and the truth. And it's very interesting that the misrepresentations actually come from the abortion side and not from the pro-life side. The pro-life is pro-science, it's pro-family, and I pray that our brothers and sisters, especially in the Jewish community, learn the truth and find out exactly what happens in an abortion and how we should be promoting moms and babies and families to have the joy of having children. During the Holocaust, those that survived came out of the Holocaust, and instead of looking at the world and saying how evil it is, they went on and had families. They had children. They have grandchildren and great-grandchildren. This was the ultimate victory over Hitler. And it's so sad that American Jews are promoting something that Hitler wanted to do, which is kill the Jewish people, destroy the Jewish people. We should be pro-life. We should be pro-family. One more point on that bill, it's also called the SAD bill, the one that they want to eliminate pro-life pregnancy resource centers. And they want to fine these people up to 50% of their revenue, which is the charitable donations that they receive to operate these free services. This is horrible and it is sad. And I pray that everybody will find out the right information and make the right choices to life, l'chaim.